I need to say something that I've wanted to get off my chest for a long time. America freaking sucks. There, I said it. And I really wish my conservative grandparents could do the same thing. But unfortunately, Grandma Betsy already has one foot in the casket and she doesn't care what happens after she goes. You know, it's a real shame that the holidays had to be canceled this year because I was ready to come at her with the facts. Specifically from a Psychology Today article on May 25th, 2020 that states that America was founded on three things: hats with buckles on them, slavery, and the cult of the individualism. Luckily, two of those things are mostly taken care of. Mostly. My grandma still likes to wear those crazy hats on Thanksgiving, and my tie was made in a California prison, so take that for what it's worth. But the cult of the individualism is still here, like a skid mark on the underpants of America. The Atlantic of March 12, 2020 points out that we are so addicted to the concept of individual responsibility that we have a fragmented healthcare system, a weak social safety net, and a culture of averting our eyes from other people's physical vulnerability. This manifests in dangerous policy. Many Americans don't have paid sick days or lack good childcare options, and they're therefore likely to continue to show up to work or school even when sick. Look at what's happening with COVID, for example. People are so selfish and full of themselves that they would rather die than wear a mask. Look at Hannibal Lecter, for example. That dude rocked a mask, and he liked to fucking eat people. I'll put it simply for those taking notes at home. Individualism is killing the United States, and something needs to be done. So today, we will look at the causes, effects, and solutions to being an American. Do you know what my least favorite part of America is? Wisconsin. I mean, seriously, who the hell brags that their big thing that they represent is cheese? I am fed up with it. Okay, but if you were to ask me what my least favorite trait of America is, I would have to say our toxic individualism. What's causing this toxic individualism? Two myths: the American dream and American invincibility. First, the American dream. It's the idea that if you work hard, you and you alone can pull yourself up by your bootstraps and rise from college loans to media mogul. It's about as realistic as Biden's legislative agenda. It's cool and all in theory, but it's never going to happen. In his 2020 book, Rugged Individualism and the Misunderstanding of American Inequality, Dr. Mark Rank synthesized data from large-scale surveys of the American population and concludes two indisputable facts. One, Baby Yoda would have swept the Electoral College vote. And two, the bootstrap mentality prevents us from solving our country's most persistent problems. Rank notes that the fact that America has been steeped in the ethos of rugged individualism prevents us from effectively addressing poverty and inequality as a nation. Everyone thinks that they're Iron Man, but we're really like Thanos, willing to kill half the population to benefit ourselves. The other cause of individualism is that we think we're invincible. USA is A-OK. Americans love to gloat about how we're number one, but if you were to ask your secretly hot librarian where you can find a book about American prosperity, she'd probably point you over to the fiction aisle, right between The Art of the Deal and the Bible. Slate, on May 22nd, 2020, notes that American arrogance has been around long before a Cheeto sat in the Oval Office, and the rest of the world knows this. We don't rank at the top of any global list except for obesity, incarceration rates, and sadness. But according to the official Colton Jensen prosperity rankings, the USA ranks number one in diarrhea caused by Taco Bell. We think that we're the shit, but we're just shit, like everyone else. Believe it or not, when you get rid of your toxic individualism, you help and benefit so many people. And sadly, in today's climate, people think that being nice is a crime. I'm a nice person, and am I committing a crime? No. And let me just say that while we're on the topic of crime, despite my rugged handsomeness and love of a good chokehold, I am not a police officer. But I can say what all this individualism has done. There are two effects: lack of interest in the public good and extremism. First, in general, the American people don't care about the public good. We're so caught up in our own desires that we will trample over each other to get a treat TV on People of Color Friday. But it's more than just killing each other over electronics. We'll kill each other because Karen needs a haircut. NPR on December 28, 2020, reports that healthcare workers are fleeing rural America in droves because of anti-maskers. Not only does this amplify the already serious problems of rural healthcare, but it lowers the hot nurse population. And that is the last thing I need. That is not for the public good, that's the public bad. Being so focused on ourselves is also leading to political extremism. The Atlantic of October 30th, 2020 notes that we live in a moment of rising political hysteria. Far left groups tend to knock over statues, not just of Confederate leaders, but of Abraham Lincoln and Theodore Roosevelt. And right-wing nutjobs tend to defecate in Nancy Pelosi's office while yelling, "I'm sorry, I thought this was America." Nothing rattles us anymore. An entire city block was blown up in Nashville on Christmas Day, and all anybody wanted to talk about was a tortoise that was dying at the zoo. Oh wait, my bad, that's just Mitch McConnell on the Senate floor. Boom, roasted. When we have an individualistic mindset, the world becomes winner takes all, and there's no reason to work together for the greater good. It's all about how much you can grab and get away with. Al Franken learned this the hard way. So sure, today I spent a lot of time talking about what I hate about this country, but that doesn't mean I want to leave it in the dust. We need to fix the solutions to the second pandemic spreading across our country, which is individualism. So I came up with a brilliant solution. Okay, here it is. Educate and organize. Okay, so maybe I didn't come up with it, but we live in America, so when a straight white man sees something he wants, he takes it. First, just like our national obsession with guns, the solution to individualism can be found in school. Children need to learn that despite what the gym teacher says during dodgeball, life doesn't have to be survival of the fittest. We should focus on teamwork and shared responsibility. America was built for the people, by the people, and yes, that includes Lindsey Graham. Make it cool to love your community. If we can make smoking cancer sticks a thing, we can totally do this. Second, we need to make like my sock drawer and get organized. It's not lost on me that we're all collectively responsible for the perpetuation of individualism. Thanks, Antifa. Yes, we're all responsible for individualism, but we're also responsible for amazing things like Peloton, and Bud Light seltzers, and MyPillow. Group work is magical. Seriously, it's not just something that your small group communication professor preaches. It's a real thing. As we speak, Amazon workers in Alabama are fighting to unionize. First, Stacey Abrams in Georgia, and now this. The South has risen, y'all. You don't need me to tell you how to get involved with things bigger than yourself. We've got a whole category devoted to it in forensics. We have great power, and with great power comes a very high utilities bill and the responsibility to do something. Now is not the time to relax. America needs us. And I'm almost out of time for this speech, so just get involved, okay? So today, we went over the causes, effects, and solutions to individualism in America. Look, in a country founded on long mythology of the Lone Ranger, Batman, Zorro, and Captain America, it's baffling that we haven't embraced the idea for everyone to wear COVID masks. The United States is reaching a tipping point. If we can't turn this around, Rome and all of its golden arches will fall.